Yo, we are back. Possibly my last video for a while, doing the brakes and the suspension on the Camaro. Finally getting to it. I don't have anything, well, as far as I know, from talking to some other people. I got two people interested in doing some stuff, but we'll see. But as far as I know for now, I have nothing locked in after doing this Camaro. So it might be my last video for a while. But anyways, brakes, suspension, and some knick-knack stuff here and there, and the Camaro will finally be finished. I've had this car way too long because of the AC and just stuff that's happened in past videos, just prolonging it and just other stuff in life. But anyways, finally glad to be finishing it up so the owner can finally get it back and enjoy it before weather gets nasty. I haven't tested the AC yet, as I got to vacuum out the system and throw in Freon. I did test the heat, however, and that gets hot, like stupid hot. So if it ever gets cold enough here in Texas to use a heater, this one will get the job done. But anyways, let me show you guys what I got as far as brakes and suspension, and then we will get to it. Cue intro. Okay, intro over. So we got us some Viking coilovers. I got these off of a buddy in my Facebook group, Pro Touring Builds. He is the son of Schwartz Performance. His name is Dale Schwartz, and he runs ProTouringStore.com. And he hooked me up with these for $600. Do you know how jealous I am that you can get a set of front coilovers that bolt in with zero modifications, but for the CUDA, I have to spend like $1,300 to $1,500 for coilovers just for the front. Of course, it's not that simple. For the CUDA, their suspension is obviously different. They have torsion bars, so you have to get certain upper control arms, and then the coilovers have to come with a specific kit for how it all works. So maybe at some point when I got the money, she'll get coilovers, but definitely not anytime soon, unfortunately, even though she desperately needs them. But yes, we got these Viking Performance coilovers, double adjustable. Let me show you guys a part number, if I can find them. Not on there. Well, that just tells you which ones they are. Voyager double adjustable. There's got to be a... Oh. There is no part number, as far as I can tell. We will come back to it. If anything, I'll just throw the link down in the description for that. But yeah, super simple. Comes with instructions. I'm not gonna tell you guys how to do this right here. I'd prefer you guys go to and watch the video on how to put these collars on and whatnot. But these are stupid simple. They're just so your shock goes into the factory location, and these just slide right over it, and then we're gonna jack up the control arm to compress the spring and get the shock into the upper bolt hole location for the shock. We got some eBay special control arms. I used these back in 2011 when they first came out on eBay. They were like $185 for the uppers and the lowers. They are now around $300, which isn't surprising, but they're still very well used, I guess you would say. Of course, everybody says, oh, eBay cheap, blah blah blah. I would snag these up for any Chevy I had any day of the week and throw them on. You do have a 50-50 chance on the ball joints. I've never had issues with the ball joints. Others have. I don't, I haven't had issues, so I don't see us having issues. If there are issues, bring it back to me. We'll throw some O'Reilly's special ball joints in it, but for now, I don't see the need to pull ball joints out, put new ball joints in, blah, blah, blah. We're going to run them as is, like I have before. I've had 0 issues. I don't see any issues happening. We got the brake kit. So they come to me, or they come to you, however you order them. Cast iron. This is just a stock style front disc from drum kit, or drum to disc brake kit, better way to explain it. So I hit them with some flat black with engine paint, Rust-Oleum. You can use Rust-Oleum. I mean, just anything to cover the bare cast iron, because it'll just rust even with humidity, not necessarily water. Humidity will rust it too. You're gonna do the master cylinder the same way. We got the brake booster. We got, oh my goodness, okay, I'm sorry. Got your dust shields and your bearings and your dust caps, and there is the rotors. Oh no, sorry, there's the rotors. I don't remember what's in that. We'll find out. Something for the brakes, brake lines, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't understand people making their own brake lines when you can buy some pre-bent already. And that's what we got here. I'm not 100% sure. This one's supposed to come, this was a kit. It was supposed to come with the long brake line from the front to the rear, which has been broken on that. I'm not 100% sure which one it is. There's 2. I assume it's the longest one. But when I was looking through them, so apparently these had 2-piece. So it'd be one would start to go to the back, and then another piece would connect to it to finish it. And then they had 1 piece. So I'm not sure if this is the one that needs a 1-piece, or if this is 1-piece, or if this needs 2-piece. We'll find out when we get there. All you're really going to see right here is probably, I don't have a bunch of time today, so we might just get to taking off the control arms and the old brakes. I have to knock out one side at a time as far as just being able to put the wheel back on it and set it down, because the perks of living in HOA land is Karens. Not neighbors. My neighbors are great, but the HOA people, they like to complain about nothing. But anyways, let's get to it. So let me get you in here, kind of just show you the finished product of the AC kit. Got the firewall plate painted black. It's all nice and shiny now. Well, shiny-ish, but obviously new black, old black. But it doesn't stick out as bad as it did when it was chrome looking. We got everything ran. It's all done. I just started leaking here. Somebody forgot to tighten these hose clamps. I don't know who. But we are essentially done with all this. Let me show you guys what we need to do in here. So we gotta take off that nut, which looks like it's gonna be fun. We gotta take off that nut. We gotta take off that nut, which that's not gonna work. I really hope I don't have to take that header off. Well, no, because, sorry, so there's a bolt on this side. The bolt should just come all the way out, and then the nut will fall off. All right, okay. Scaring myself there for a minute. I've done this many times, but it's actually been a while since I've done it on a Chevy. The last one I did was the Cuda. And then we got to get to that one right there. And then if you look, well, let me show you right here. So these right here, these shims is what they're called. That is how you align these old school cars with the old style suspension. There's no way I could align this here. I mean, I probably could and get it relatively close, but I got some nittos, and it's best to take this to a shop and get it as absolutely perfect as you can so that you don't wear down your expensive brand new tires. These Walmart special, so I'm all right. This alignment is definitely off. This aligning the CUDA is definitely different than aligning this, but this one's relatively close, and it's plenty good enough for this pile of rust. But obviously this is a whole different ball game. So me aligning it, no. Me doing suspension and brakes, yes. Oh, that's another thing I have in here. I'm doing the tie rods, sway bar end links, obviously while I'm in there. I know personally that shops won't align your vehicle, your old vehicle, if basically all of it isn't brand new. They'll be like, oh, that ball joint, it's never going to get aligned because that ball joint is old, or that tie rod is old. I've dealt with that personally. So obviously while we're in there, we're going to do all the tie rods and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, let's get back to it. So, as you can probably see from there, it's been a while since anybody's been in here. This thing stops horribly. As you can tell, it is all pretty old. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to do it while it's on the tripod, but everything's gonna go. Everything. Brake fluid on my shoes. These were on sale at Walmart. Actually, they were in clearance. Oh my goodness. Jeez. How far have we gotten? I feel like we've gotten nowhere. Is it gonna rain? Power tools would be nice if I could afford more than one. There's a caveman in it. Now, let's get all of this off. So in here are your bearings, which we won't need any of these, so however you take them out works. Unless you're reusing them. Then. Oof. I don't think these brakes have been touched in a long time. Since around when I was born. I've never seen brakes rusted like that. Or the inside with rust like that. Take out your cotter pin. That will inevitably not come out. It just broke off. Alright, that works. Now, if I was a professional, I would have already had the socket to take that off, but I think you've learned by now I'm not a professional. Or just grab you, oh handy dandy Mexican wrench, crescent wrench, Mexican wrench. We will, oh my goodness, save this castle nut just in case. Well, that's only if it even matches the threads on the disc brake spindle. So when you're doing a disc brake conversion from a drum brake, all of this changes. The spindle, which is what this mounts to, obviously the brakes, the brake lines, the master cylinder, we'll get into that later on. It's going to be in a different, keep going blank, it's going to be a different length from where the master cylinder is now, so the brake lines will probably be shorter. And blah blah blah. And then, okay, we'll just pull that off and throw it in the trash. Unless you're going back to drum brakes. Yeah, this thing's been on there for a long time. And we will, I don't remember. Is it 3 bolts or just these 2 bolts? We will find out. So you have these 2 bolts. These are what's holding on the plate that the whole disc brake, the drum brake setup attaches to. Pretty sure it's a 11/16 or 5/8, and you have a nut on the back side because essentially they're just bolts. It's a 3/4. Just making sure you're paying attention. I'm sure you've built a few SEMA cars, so I'm sure you already knew. Let's bust some knuckles while we're here. Oh no. My battery's already about to be dead from that. Need to give me one of those Milwaukees that all the professionals talk about. Those. Let's see. There is your, well, this is what holds this on to the tie rod. That's your, I just keep going blank. I forgot what this was called. Just let me know what it's called in the comments. Y'all are the professionals, not me. Hang on to these just in case, or you can always use them for something else. It'll just go in my junk toolbox that has random bolts and nuts and washers and everything. Oh, steering knuckle. I remembered. Remembered before you could post it in the comments and show your knowledge. This is all one piece. I lied. I was thinking of disc brake. It has been a minute since I've done this, obviously. So, now it is time to get this nut off and this nut off. So, top ball joint nut, lower ball joint nut. Are they 3/4? Give her a good old tickle. There we go. Just get out the old Mark McGuire swing and go to work. Well, hello, split second later. I was wearing a ripped up t-shirt and now I'm wearing this, obviously. So it has been 2 days since that split second we just switched over. Because one bolt, uno más, on the Camaro decided it didn't want to come out 2 days ago. And that set me back a whole day now because I started Thursday. Yesterday, Friday, it rained all day. And then I just got started on it today, like an hour-ish ago. But long story short, I got it all cleaned up and painted finally. Everything's obviously see-through, all gone. Let's show you why I'm set back a day. So here's everything that came out. It just looks all nice and brand new, huh? This bolt completely just, I don't know if it's rusted in there or something, but I had to zing, zing, as I don't have anything to melt the bolt with. I spent an hour, like an hour and a half trying to get that bolt out other ways. And then obviously yesterday when it rained all day, I was like, as soon as I get back to it, I'm just cutting it out. So that is where we are at right now. I'm going to cut this. This side is drying. While this side dries, I'm going to tear down this side, which you just saw me do it on that side. So no need for me to show you doing it on this side. I will get back to this side when I start putting in the new stuff. So I'll see you in a split second, but maybe another day or two for me. Well, howdy again. So obviously we have gone from, you saw me leave off where I was pulling the coil spring out, and then I surprised you again with a whole nother day out of nowhere. Obviously I'm not too good at this whole transitioning thing, but we are now on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. We're on day 3. Of course, yesterday, getting the other side out was the same exact ordeal as getting this side out. One bolt over here on the lower control arm, I had to chop out just like I did on this side. So that took all night. So now today, all this is painted and dried. So starting assembly, I got this one mocked up because I kind of forgot how they went in. The last time I did this was 2 years ago to a 69 Chevelle. And these are angled. They're angled a certain way. So I had to put them in to recalibrate how they went in and how they lined up. But obviously, so your passenger side, one way to do it is where these angle out, they point towards the car. That's for your lower control arm. And then your upper control arm, it points out away from the car. Well, I guess it's to the car, but away from the firewall. So upper control arm points away from the firewall, lower control arm points towards the firewall. And at this point, there's nothing to it but to do it. So let's do it. What the? It's gonna be one of those days. One of those days. So as you saw me just do, I had to widen out the holes for the bottom of the shock, as it comes with these bolts that go through, and then a nut comes on the other side, and obviously that was too small. That was set up for just the stock screw-in bolt. So you and I both learned just now that you got to make those holes wider, open them up so we can get these in there. And that is it for suspension. Everything's on and tight. Well, I need to tighten those bolts, the lower control arm bolts. Tight, 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 tight. And then adjust those. But that is it for suspension. I'm sure this video has been long enough. That has been a debacle. Still got to do the other side. But as you saw on that side, just do it on this side. So I'm going to finish that up. This is it for this video of suspension. Next video will be brakes. So appreciate y'all if y'all watched the whole thing. I'm sure it's long. Obviously I haven't edited it yet. So I think it's gonna be an hour. So, but let me know how you feel about the longer videos. I've usually tried to keep them short because I'm not popular. So shorter videos, I'm not interesting enough, I'd say, for longer videos like Vice Grip Garage or somebody. But I can try to make longer videos if that's what the community wants. Shout out to 683 people that follow me. I know maybe a handful of y'all actually watch these videos, but I appreciate y'all following me. Hopefully I help you guys out. Hopefully this helps you guys do suspension on your cars. It sucked so far for this car, but that's what to expect for 53-year-old suspension parts that haven't been touched since they were put on from the factory. And I'm doing it to myself, so can't complain. I could just not do it if I wanted to cry about it. But anyways, appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time when we do the brakes.